Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning to you. It's Friday, November 18th.
Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the 51 degrees. That's actually calm compared to what we're going to see later.
Justin is here with more on that. Have the showers started to move in yet, Justin?
We see some activity on radar, but there's not much yet in the sense that if you do see anything this morning, it's going to be really light, maybe just a couple sprinkles. It's not until this evening that we start to see the radar get quite a bit more active, and I think that'll be the case tonight into tomorrow morning. On top of that, it's going to be chilly all the way around. Today, temperatures are not going to move much because we do have that thick cloud cover in place. So we're at 51 right now, maybe 55 this afternoon. You see some of those light returns out there around Floresville and Gonzales. Again, a lot of that's probably not reaching the ground, but there could be a few sprinkles here and there over the next couple of hours as some of this activity moves through. So let's look at rain chances as we get into this evening. So you see there 6 p.m. This goes from 6 p.m. tonight through 6 a.m. tomorrow. And we ramp up the rain chances. So starting at about dinner time, 40% chance of rain, and by tomorrow morning, we're talking 60 to 70% chance of showers. Could even be a few rumbles of thunder tomorrow. And we're looking at the weekend forecast in general, 70% chance of showers, windy and cold. I think temperatures actually fall tomorrow. So we'll start off in maybe the mid 40s and then fall down into the low 40s by Saturday afternoon. 48 on Sunday, not much better. 20% chance of some showers late in the day there too. So gray, cool, somewhat damp stretch over the weekend. We do have some changes to the forecast coming up next week, and that includes Thanksgiving. It's now on the 7-day. We'll show you that here in just a few minutes, but let's get over to Stephen now and see what incidents we have out there at this hour.
Well, you know what? Grilled cheese and soup kind of day is what Mike Osterhage has been saying, and I think many people are probably going to want to do that right now, but thankfully nothing big is going to slow you down as you head to the store to grab your groceries. But as we take a look, 35 at Flores Street, we do have a shaky camera out there, but I also noticed we have first responders a little bit further down the road, and that is because a crash was actually reported in the southbound lanes near Houston Street. No delays in that area, at least for right now, but it's something I'll keep a close eye on. Quick drive up here, I-10 eastbound at Loop 410. Another crash was reported earlier, but that has already cleared out. And as we give you a nice view of the map, some of those slowdowns have already dwindled down, so you're in the clear. You may see a slowdown at the coffee line, but other than that, be on the lookout here also along 281 at 1604 near Stone Oak. Another crash also reported, but we'll keep a close eye on things. Let's give you a quick look around town, though, before we toss it over. Thankfully, everywhere else has quieted. 10 at Hackberry, just a few more folks out there this morning. Just remember to drive safe this weekend, especially as you headed to the grocery store for your grilled cheese necessities, Mark.
Stephen, thank you. Top stories we're following this morning. A fire forced the evacuation of some apartments on the northwest side overnight. When fire crews arrived at the unoccupied apartment, they had to force their way inside because it was boarded up. Heavy smoke was already showing. Fire eventually got into the attic and went through the roof.
Fire investigators.
Attic. Yes.
Yeah. Fire investigators are calling the damage severe. So far, it's not known how many people will be out of their homes. No injuries were reported there.
And a fight overnight quickly turned into a shooting on San Antonio's east side. Happened just before midnight on Center Street near San Antonio National Cemetery. According to police, while a man and woman were fighting, the woman's son got a gun and shot the man. The son then ran away.
The man was taken to the hospital, but is facing charges of his own for bodily injury. Police say the son may also face charges since a bullet went through the wall and hit a neighbor's house.
Evening Morning headlines, the end of an era on Capitol Hill.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi announcing she will not seek a leadership role in the upcoming session of Congress. She is the first and only woman to hold that position.
As ABC's Justin Finch reports, Pelosi will continue to serve in the House, where Republicans now count a slim majority after the midterm election and are beginning to frame their agenda.
For nearly 2 decades, Nancy Pelosi has led House Democrats.
Never would I have thought that someday I would go from homemaker to House Speaker.
But come January, the 82-year-old House Speaker will pass the torch, marking the end of her history-making tenure.
The hour's come for a new generation to lead the Democratic caucus.
Pelosi, the daughter of a Maryland congressman, raised 5 children before working alongside 4 presidents. President Biden praising Pelosi, calling her the most consequential Speaker of the House in our history. Former Republican House Speaker Newt Gingrich saying in the past year, you could argue she's been the strongest Speaker in history.
For my dear husband, Paul, who has been my beloved partner in life and my pillar of support, Thank you. We're all grateful for all the prayers and well wishes.
Pelosi also acknowledging her husband, Paul, still recovering after being savagely attacked in their San Francisco home late last month. As Pelosi steps down, the GOP is gearing up to take control in the new year.
We're not trying to prove Hunter Biden is a bad actor. He is.
House Republicans revealing a top priority, investigating the president and his family, promising to look into the finances of Hunter Biden and others, which some in the party are advising against.
I think it would behoove Republicans to focus on issues, the kitchen table issues, maybe investigate, gas prices, inflation, grocery prices.
And the White House agreeing with calls for Republicans to tackle kitchen table issues, denouncing congressional Republicans for, quote, wasting time and resources on political revenge. As for Pelosi, she will continue to serve out her term in the House. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
In other news, President Biden is meeting with business executives and labor leaders today to talk about fighting inflation and steadying the economy. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen will join the president for the in-person and virtual meetings with top executives.
The president is expected to highlight key provisions of the Inflation Reduction Act that he signed into law last summer, which will take effect at the beginning of next year. The White House says the president is also looking for ideas from business leaders to further bring down inflation.
Republicans are outraged. President Biden is doubling down on student debt relief.
The administration is making it easier for people to discharge student debt in bankruptcy. The Justice Department released new guidance just yesterday. Helps borrowers argue their payments meet the standards of undue hardship, but Republicans' main complaint appears to be Biden's broader plan.
It would forgive $10,000 of federal student loan debt for borrowers under an income threshold. The Justice Department said it would ask the U.S. Supreme Court to reinstate that plan. An appeals court and lower court have both blocked it for now. Federal student loan payments are optional for now as part of Biden's pandemic relief. The White House says they will become mandatory again in January.
Well, now to a lighter news story making headlines, but still major news for millions of Taylor Swift fans.
Ticketmaster is under fire after canceling today's public sale of Taylor Swift tickets due to that high demand. ABC's Will Gans explains what went wrong.
If diamonds form under pressure, Ticketmaster is especially bejeweled this morning. The live event site under pressure yet again after scrapping plans to sell T-Swift tour tickets to the general public at all. Ticketmaster tweeting, due to extraordinarily high demands on ticketing systems and insufficient remaining ticket inventory to meet that demand, tomorrow's public on sale for Taylor Swift The Eras Tour has been canceled.
No, tell me right now this is a joke.
I literally feel like I'm about to burst into tears right now. It's baffling that they could have screwed it up this badly.
The CEO of Liberty Media, Live Nation's largest shareholder, appeared on CNBC's Squawk on the Street on Thursday.
The site was supposed to be opened up for 1.5 million verified Taylor Swift fans. We had 14 million people hit the site, including bots, another story, which are not supposed to be there. We could have filled 900 stadiums.
In other words, Taylor would have to play a stadium show every single night for the next 2.5 years to meet that demand. And fallout for Ticketmaster has been swift. Senator Amy Klobuchar sending a letter to the CEO of Live Nation expressing serious concerns about the state of competition in the ticketing industry and its harmful impact on consumers.
And look, the ticketing industry is ripe for corruption. What Ticketmaster always has to be looking out for is the bots and the hackers and all those people who are very, very eager to get these tickets, and buy up as many of them as they possibly can and then resell them on the secondary market.
While sales for the general public have been scrapped completely, our music expert thinks the roughly 10% of total tickets that were reserved for that sale will likely be disseminated among the verified fans who were shut out of Tuesday's pre-sale. Will Gans, ABC News, New York.
9:07, 52 degrees, still ahead on GMSA at 9.
It is Diabetes Awareness Month, and we want to bring attention to the important subject. In our next half hour, we will be speaking with a local doctor about the disease and what everyone should know. Plus,
hundreds of UTSA students are presenting at this year's tech symposium, from medical devices to flight simulators. how these projects can change lives next.
Welcome back. 9/11. More than 90 teams of UTSA students are showcasing technology innovations at this fall's Tech Symposium.
Tiffany Huertas joins us live with a look at the different projects that are the result of a year-long design process. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Friday. What a beautiful day to start here at the Tech Symposium. More than 300 students. Just check it out. This ballroom here at UTSA is full. Students from every engineering major are participating. This Tech Symposium is a great opportunity for them to apply their knowledge toward real-world solutions. And to talk a little bit more about one of the projects, we have UTSA student Dawn Neville. Good morning, Dawn. Talk to us about your project.
Sure. So our group is called the Rotor Coders, and we paired with a local San Antonio startup company called C&D Solutions to develop a realistic flight controller for at-home gaming for helicopter simulation. So the best thing about our project, in my opinion, is that it offers a lot of those high-end features that are available on more expensive systems to your kind of everyday consumer. So this is our poster presentation up here, and what you're seeing on this screen is actually live gameplay. So that's what our pilot right now who's flying with a joystick is seeing in his VR headset. So this is just a plug-and-play controller, so everyday gamers can just plug this into their computer and go ahead and set it up and play as if they were an actual helicopter pilot. And it offers that realistic experience that you may not be able to achieve with other joysticks of similar cost.
Amazing. And this is your team behind you, right?
Yes,
Zach,
it is.
We talked earlier. Yes. What was your favorite part about doing this project?
Oh man, the programming was very curious. I couldn't find anyone else that's done a similar thing to us. We have two different microcontrollers talking to each other. A little hard to explain, but yeah, that was very difficult to pull off, but we did it.
And how are you feeling, Arturo?
I'm feeling great. I feel like this project embraces a lot that can improve the affordability of the system. For example, the spring damper, that's a very, very simple way to pack what the typical helicopter pilot experiences.
Amazing. Well, you all are doing an amazing job. And if I were a judge, you all get a lot of points this morning. But I'm not a judge. But we're going to have more on this on the noon show from medical devices that we talked about earlier. And it's really going to impact a lot of lives here in our community. We'll send it back to you.
Yeah, you should be a judge.
You should be.
I agree.
Good job. There you go.
If we were the judge.
That's right. We could decide.
Thank you, Tiffany. All right, let's go outside with live cam. Is it possible it's the warmest now that's going to be the next day or so?
You're right. Yeah, that's spot on. And if you could judge this weekend, what kind of grade would you give it? Are you?
Well, if you're a cold weather fan, you're going to be like A++.
That's true.
Now, there's some people that enjoy this kind of thing. Sitting inside, staying warm, and
if you can.
If you can, yeah. Temperatures actually fall tomorrow, I think, and that's sort of an interesting aspect to the weekend forecast. I want to first start though nationally, and I want to take you up to Buffalo. Have you heard about this? The amount of snow they're going to see up there is pretty incredible. So this is the setup. We've got a front headed our way. That's one of the reasons it's going to get colder tomorrow. But it's along this front. We'll take you up into the Great Lakes. Look at all the snow here. This is lake effect snow. So you have the warm waters of the Great Lakes and that cold air spreading over those lakes, and it actually generates snow. And you get these little snow belts. And you can pick up just ridiculous amounts of snow where you see some of these bands. And just south of Buffalo right now, a very significant band of snow. They saw some lightning and thunder last night, just to give you an idea of how strong this is. And they're going to see quite a bit more. There's already a foot in some spots of snow, and a very, again, narrow band here, but it will be significant. And as we go forward through the weekend, they could pick up another 2 feet of snow, maybe even more than that. That's just south of Buffalo. That's one of the reasons they canceled, or they didn't cancel, but they moved the NFL game from Buffalo to Detroit because, well, it would be fun to watch them play in the snow. There's just there's too much of it. So anyway, that interesting aspect to the forecast going on up there. For us, we've got just a couple of light showers coming through at this hour. Most of this is really light. Some of it may not even be reaching the ground, but you're going to see a few light showers here and there this morning. And really the heavier stuff starts to kick in later tonight. When I say heavy, it's not going to be heavy rain, but more widespread showers. Maybe that's a better way to put it. Outside right now, 52 degrees at the airport, 52 Stinson, 53 Kelly, 52 at Randolph. We've got east-northeasterly winds anywhere from 5 to 10 miles per hour. And here's the forecast. So we're going to start to bring the rain chances up this afternoon. This is at 4 o'clock, 30% chance of rain. And then by 7 p.m., we're at 40%. You can see there's isolated to scattered light showers out there, and that continues into tonight. Then things start to pick up a little bit more as we head into Saturday morning. So we fast forward to 6 o'clock, 60% chance of rain. You're starting to see these pockets where we could see some moderate rain. I can't completely rule out a few claps of thunder, maybe some lightning mixed in here. I don't think we'll see a lot of that. Most of this is going to be light, but there could be a few spots where that happens. Saturday, noontime, 70% chance of rain, and you're looking at this and saying, whoa, what's the purple stuff? What does that mean? Yes, there could be a few sleet pellets mixed in across the northern hill country. This is nothing to get excited about because it will immediately melt. But could we get a few reports of that? Of course, we got a few reports of some very light sleet yesterday around Lavernia. Yes, the atmosphere is set up for that. We do not expect that here in San Antonio. As we go into Saturday afternoon, rain chances start to come back down, 30%, and I think we see a little bit of a break in the action as we head into early Sunday. So the KSAT 12-hour forecast today, just a 20% chance of showers through noon, 2 o'clock, 55, 20%. We up to a 30%, even 40% by 5 o'clock. Notice temperatures today pretty steady, mid-50s. And then tonight, we start to see them come down, 48 degrees at 9 o'clock, 40% chance of rain. So if you're going to be out and about tonight, take the umbrella, take the coat. Tomorrow, absolutely. Both of those things, because temperatures, as I said, probably fall a little bit, down to 41 by noontime. It's windy. We've got a 70% chance of rain through the noon hour, and then rain chances will start to taper off as we head into Saturday afternoon. So plan accordingly. And what about Sunday and Monday? Well, I mentioned we get a little bit of a break Sunday morning, but then by Sunday afternoon, we may start to see a few more showers developing, and that goes for Monday morning as well. If you're heading to work, I know a lot of kids have school off, but Monday morning could be a little bit wet, so something to watch. Kind of a damp stretch here, but all of this is really light and just doesn't add up to much. All said and done through Tuesday morning, maybe a quarter of an inch to a half an inch for lucky. Bigger totals off to the east. Doesn't really help us with our drought situation, but it will keep things rather wet, especially on the roadways. So the extended forecast, 43 tomorrow, 48 Sunday, cool, cold weekend, 51 Monday, 59 Tuesday. We're into the 60s by Wednesday, Thursday, and I got to tell you, there's still some disagreement on what's going to play out on Thursday. But right now, we're just calling for a small chance of showers and mild temperatures.
No disagreement about what's going to happen to that turkey, though.
I know.
Yeah,
he looks terrified.
He looks confused.
Confused and terrified. Thank you, Justin.
And I was wondering if we could see a speck of sleet or snow, but the moisture is probably not deep enough for snow. Right?
Well, no, it's not. You're right. Maybe some sleet pellets mixed in, but probably north of San Antonio.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. Yeah. We shall see. Thank you, Justin. 919, 52 degrees.
And coming up next, your morning consumer headlines, including the latest on mortgage rates and the dysfunction over at Twitter.
Better news for would-be home buyers. Mortgage rates fell nearly a half a point this week. The average 30-year loan is down to 6.6% from more than 7% last week. The 15-year mortgage rate tumbled down to just under 6%, but a year ago, rates were less than half of that, and the Fed is all but certain to raise interest rates again next month to continue to fight inflation.
Customers are holding off on holiday shopping this year. Macy's and Kohl's reported a drop in third quarter sales, down from last year, and when scarce supply sent people rushing to buy items before they were sold out. Now this year, shelves are fully stocked, and retailers say buying behavior is going back to pre-pandemic patterns, with shoppers looking to score last-minute deals. And now to the turmoil at Twitter.
Several employees apparently headed for the exits overnight after Elon Musk told workers to decide whether they wanted to stay and work hard or go.
ABC's Rhiannon Alley has the latest.
A flood of farewell messages rolling in at Twitter after Elon Musk gave employees an ultimatum: commit to working in an extremely hardcore fashion, including long hours at high intensity or leave with 3-month severance. Now, sources tell ABC News dozens of employees are resigning, with many sending the salute emoji over the company's internal messaging board. Meanwhile, Twitter employees were reportedly locked out of office buildings overnight, giving the company more time to figure out who still works there.
I've been talking to people all day. One former executive who recently exited told me that with all these departures, it's going to be hard just to keep the lights on over there.
It comes as a group of Democratic senators call for the Federal Trade Commission to investigate Musk's recent actions.
You can't help with it. That's okay.
Musk has not responded to requests for comment, but in a tweet last night, he seemingly joked about how much he paid Twitter, roughly $44 billion, posting, "How do you make a small fortune in social media? Start out with a large one." It's the latest turmoil since the billionaire purchased Twitter. Musk immediately fired 50% of the workforce. Then, one of his ideas allowed users to pay for the verification checkmark. Twitter paused the feature after people were impersonating celebrities and brands. And last week, ABC News obtained exclusive audio of Musk in another meeting, demanding his employees return to the office.
If you can show up in an office and you do not show up at the office, resignation accepted. End of story.
Some advertisers have now paused spending on the platform until there's more clarity on Twitter's direction. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
9:25, 52 degrees.
A lot more ahead on GMSA at 9, including a look at some scores and other games as high school football playoffs continue this weekend. RJ will be joining us to go over everything sports related.
But before that, we have a local doctor from Methodist Hospital joining us to talk about the importance of Diabetes Awareness Month. Our live Q&A is coming up after the break.
And as we head to break, a quick check of the roads with TransGuide looking over there at I-35 at Flores. Looks like there was flashing lights off to the side, but not too bad. Over here at Loop 410 and Bandera, things are moving this Friday morning. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Just about 9:30. The number of people with pre-diabetes and diabetes is growing at a fast rate, not only across the state, but especially here in Bexar County.
The most recent figures show that more than 14% of Bexar County residents have diabetes. And since November is Diabetes Awareness Month, we wanted to highlight the importance of this disease.
Joining us live this morning is Dr. Thomas Zagonis from Methodist Hospital. He's a foot surgeon and medical director for the Methodist Diabetic Foot and Ankle Institute. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning.
For people that haven't been affected by diabetes, let's do a quick recap. What types of diabetes are there, and who is, would you say, most at risk?
There is basically three main types of diabetes. One is the gestational diabetes that happens with a pregnant woman. They've never had diabetes before. Usually after their pregnancy, the baby and the mother might be prone to develop type 2 diabetes later on in life. The other type of diabetes is type 1 diabetes that we see in early childhood or adolescence. And the most common one that we have here in San Antonio and across the nation and around the world is type 2 diabetes mellitus. People with obesity, with preconditions such as heart disease, high blood pressure, smoking, they're prone to develop diabetes mellitus.
And when should a patient seek medical care?
Correct. If you're diagnosed with diabetes mellitus, frequent visits to the primary care physician or your specialist, the endocrinologist, are very important to follow, to continue with your medications, your insulin doses, follow with your blood sugar levels, any type, again, you have an injury or an open sore to your legs, or if you have increased pain to your legs or swelling, anytime you feel dizzy or very fatigued, or you experience any symptoms of diabetes, again, the earliest you see your primary care physician or your specialist, the earliest you can prevent any complications with diabetes mellitus.
Yeah, talk about extreme complications, doctor. What symptoms occur indicating amputation risk?
Correct. Here in Bexar County, as we all know, we have a very large amputation rate due to diabetes. So some of the symptoms that lead into amputation in Bexar County and across the nation include increased pain to your leg or your feet. You might experience some clots on your legs that you're not aware. You might have underlying peripheral vascular disease, where basically you have discoloration changes on your skin, on your toes. They may end up in gangrene and infection. Also, if you have early signs of numbness, tingling, which we call diabetic neuropathy, which is basically loss of sensation to your feet. And again, people without non-healing sores or wounds, they're more prone to amputation if they don't see the specialist at early stage.
And what treatment is available at Methodist Hospital to prevent amputation?
Yes, here at Diabetic Medical Institute, we are proud and honored to have a great team of specialties, including internal medicine, cardiology, nephrology, endocrinology, wound care specialists. We're able to combine all the expertise that care for diabetic patients and able to provide immediate treatment with any type of underlying condition. We have great pediatric services, again, any foot and ankle problems that can be addressed immediately, and actually building healthcare systems like this one at Methodist. We're proud to have a great team that will help the diabetic patient prevent any type of amputations.
Dr. Zagonis, I know if you could, you'd prevent every case of diabetes if you could. What should the community know about diabetes, and how can we prevent those most extreme cases where amputations occur?
Correct. I think here in Bexar County, we're one of the largest counties in Texas and around the nation, actually, with the highest deaths related to diabetes mellitus. The community needs to understand the ramifications if you have diabetes mellitus. Also, we're the highest county in San Antonio and in Texas, and even across the state, across the nation, as I said before, with lower extremity amputations related to diabetes mellitus. I think to prevent amputations, it starts from the beginning. We need to educate the family, the kids, and every patient who has diabetes that this is a very serious condition. Patients have to follow up with their primary care physicians with the medications, exercise if they can, at least 3 times a week, eat appropriately, healthy. I know this is a whole decision, so it might be a little difficult. However, they need to watch what they eat every day, maintain normal blood sugars, see the specialties. Even also, again, stress can cause increased blood sugars, and they have to seek mental health care, again, if they need it. Most of these patients, they need family support, social support. The entire, again, county system and Bexar County needs to support this population to avoid any unnecessary amputations.
All right, Dr. Thomas Zagonis with Methodist Hospital, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you, doctor. Take care of yourself. All right, let's go outside with live cam. We know it's going to be chilly and wet and windy this weekend, that kind of weekend where stores that sell dog, cat, and sweaters going to be very, very busy.
Yeah.
Very popular. Yeah, that's a good point, Mark. We have to remember our pets and our furry friends. You know, it's not going to be down to freezing, but they still can get cold. You want to bring them in when temperatures get the way they are, the way they're looking this weekend. I want to show you a picture. We've gotten so many pictures of pets over the last several months, and they're all great. This one coming in from San Antonio, and says staying cozy, staying warm there. Looks very cozy. We appreciate it as always, and yes, keep those pets warm this weekend. Right now, you see the clouds. We're going to see clouds through probably Tuesday. The sun will not be coming back out. And right now we're sitting at 52. Dew point is at 34. That number will rise eventually. East-northeasterly wind at about 5 miles per hour, at least a little bit. Pollen count, molds are low. They're at 260. And as we look at the football forecast, not a lot of games going on tonight, but we do have a few playoff games here locally. And right down the middle, yet again, all season long, perfect. 52 at kickoff, 48 halftime. We'll see some rain showers around. Nothing very heavy, but it could be a little damp for some of those football games. And gusty winds will also eventually kick in. So that could affect the football and some of the play there during the games. We're going to talk about traveling. If you have some travel plans this weekend, what that looks like across the state of Texas coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Justin. The holiday season is coming up fast, and with that comes the harsh reality that Thanksgiving ranks second, only to Christmas to New Year, as the deadliest time of year when it comes to deadly crashes involving alcohol.
TxDOT has launched its Drive Sober, No Regrets Holiday Drunk Driving Prevention campaign. Our Jonathan Cotto spoke with a survivor who tells him how a drunk driver has taken so much from her family, even decades later.
It happens all day, every single day in the state of Texas.
For Erin Crawford Bowers, this is personal, and it's a subject she approaches with a lot of passion.
And the reason that we're so passionate about it is I actually lost my mother and my father when I was 6 months old.
This is the last picture Erin would take with her parents back in the summer of 1985. Just before a drunk driver crashed into the car she and her parents were in. Though her brother was riding home separately that night, Erin says the drunk driver took more than just her parents.
You know, even though I say he wasn't in the car that night, the person that he was supposed to be, he never got to be that person because of a drunk driver.
And though it's been over 30 years since the deadly crash that claimed her parents' life, traffic crash deaths still hit home for Bauer.
It absolutely breaks my heart because we see it every single day on the news, you know, what's going on. And the problem is, too, is people aren't taking accountability for their actions and realizing that there are so many other options out there.
This is often an area we come to when it comes to deadly crashes. The Texas Department of Transportation says 23% of all traffic crash deaths here in Texas have involved drunk driving. They say those crashes have killed 98 people and have seriously injured 236 last year.
People are making decisions even only after a couple of drinks and then literally decimating someone's life. And so we try to make sure that people know that the resources are out there. You know, call a friend, stay a couple extra hours, sober up before you get behind the wheel, because you could in an instant lose everything that you have.
Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Friday morning, 9:38, 52 degrees.
You're watching GMSA at 9, and coming up, we have a look at your weekend sports. RJ Marcus will be joining us to take a look at some of the scores from last night's high school football playoff action and a look ahead to the Cowboys' big game on Sunday.
9:42, welcome back.
Right. You're bracing for the cold.
Bracing.
Yeah.
Winter is here. Not really.
It feels like it.
Not literally, but it feels like it. Yeah, cold weather is going to be here. Just cold rain for us. But out in West Texas, could be a little bit of wintry weather. They're preparing for some ice out there. So I'll tell you, if you have travel plans out to places like Midland, Odessa, or down I-10, Fort Stockton up to southeastern portions of New Mexico, there is a winter weather advisory that's in effect from midnight tonight until noontime tomorrow. And this is a place where there could be some light accumulations of ice. There could be a few travel spots. So as we look at the travel issues, I should say, and as we look at the travel forecast, if you're heading up towards Dallas, looks okay. You'll have rain till probably about Waco or so tomorrow, and then it clears out some, but temperature's still chilly up there at 49. Houston, rain all the way. Temperatures in the 40s there. Brownsville, rain, showers, wind. Most of South Texas is going to be dealing with this kind of weather. Corpus Christi, same story if you're heading down I-37. And then out towards El Paso, it's fine once you get to El Paso, but as I mentioned, you got to pass through parts of the Permian Basin in West Texas where there could be a little bit of ice and cold rain. So just be careful. Most of the state is going to be chilly, that's for sure. We mentioned some of those winds down there around Corpus Christi. There's going to be a little surface low that develops out here in the Gulf of Mexico, and that's one of the reasons we're getting rain, but it also cranks up the winds a little bit. So these are gusts at 7 p.m. tonight. We're seeing gusts close to 17 here in San Antonio. Stronger winds, though, along the coast, and that'll be the case tomorrow, too. So as we get into Saturday, 7 a.m., look at some of the gusts around Corpus Christi, gusting to 32. Beeville gusting to 32. These will be northeasterly winds. San Antonio gusts to 27. So not only will it be cold, not only will it be rainy, it'll be windy too. And we'll see those winds continue through about Saturday afternoon before they start to die down some. But it's along the coast where those winds will really get cranked up. Here's a look at the live radar right now, and we are noticing a few very light returns. A lot of this is probably not reaching the ground, so not much to worry about at this hour. It's just cloudy, really. And as we look at temperatures, 52 degrees, 34 the dew point, east-northeasterly winds at 5. A lot of cloud cover, and this cloud cover is not going anywhere. And with the clouds, and temperatures aren't really going anywhere either. You're going to see them stay pretty steady today. So 52 degrees here in San Antonio. We may make it up to about 55. 46 in Rock Springs right now. You may make it up into the low 50s. That's it. 49 in Kerrville. It's 53 in New Braunfels and around San Antonio. Low 50s at this hour. Still seeing some 40s, by the way, in places like Comfort and Kerrville. As we look at the forecast, yeah, some light returns this morning. Not too much to worry about. But by the afternoon, we'll start to see a little bit more, and some of this could start to reach the ground. 30% chance rain then. 7 o'clock, we up to a 40% chance. And then overnight, our chances just kind of climb. You'll start to see more pockets of moderate rain perhaps developing, and certainly by tomorrow morning. This is when our rain chances kind of peak, 70%. And as I said last half hour, see some purple here on the computer models. What does that mean? That represents maybe some light sleet mixing in. And this would be for places like Gillespie County, north up towards the Austin area. Not a big deal. It's not going to accumulate or anything like that, but just kind of a gee whiz factor. And you'll see a little bit of that, I think, northern parts of the hill country. Not here in San Antonio. Through the 4 o'clock hour, 5 o'clock hour tomorrow, still some showers, but it's beginning to taper off, so 30% chance at 5 o'clock. And then we get a little bit of a break as we head into Saturday night and probably Sunday morning before some more showers Sunday afternoon. The forecast for today, 20% chance of rain through the first half of the day, and then we again bring the rain chances up, and notice temperatures pretty steady here. 52 at 7 o'clock if you have evening plans, 58 o'clock, 49 at 9 p.m. And then tomorrow, 42 at 10 o'clock. I think temperatures actually fall a little bit. 41 by noontime, 42 at 2 o'clock, 70% chance of rain, windy, cold, wet. You get the idea. Then as we get into Monday, 51, 40% chance of rain, mainly in the morning. Maybe some sun Tuesday and Wednesday, and we're still watching the forecast on Thanksgiving. Right now, just a small chance of showers, but it will be warmer, mid-60s, guys.
It'll be nice. Thank you. Well, high school football playoffs continue tonight with a big matchup you can watch right here on KSAT. And the Spurs are still trying to take a break from their losing streak.
Plus, UTSA on the road for the last time in the regular season. The Cowboys getting ready to take on the Vikings, the red-hot Vikings, after their overtime loss against the Green Bay Packers.
RJ joins us now with a look at our weekend sports. Good morning.
Morning. Yeah, good morning, guys. We got a lot of action to get to. Of course, a lot of our local teams taking on the elements tonight, as Justin just said right there. So make sure that you bundle up and get warm out there if you're headed out to those games. So let's take a look real quick at some of the scores from last night's high school football action, because week 2 of the playoffs now officially underway. And we start with the Brennan Bears. They continue to roll. They have had a great season so far. Brennan moves on after beating Los Fresnos 42-7 down there. And then we have Alamo Heights, the Mules. They take care of business against Gregory Portland, defeating them 31-8. Now, unfortunately, the season is over for the Taft Raiders after a tough loss to the Greyhounds down there in San Benito yesterday, 38-19. And Canyon Lake is also out after a great season. They took on a very tough Port Lavaca team. The Sand Crabs beat them 28-13, and you can watch those highlights on our YouTube channel or, of course, KSAT.com. And now the game that we've been talking about throughout the week, several other high school games going on tonight, but this is the one that everyone in the state is looking at right now. The Steel Knights taking on Lake Travis, the Cavaliers. They're playing out there in Pflugerville tonight, and if you cannot make it there, don't worry, because we have got you covered. You can watch the game right here on KSAT 12. The pregame special begins at 7 o'clock, and kickoff is at 7:30, and you can also watch this game on the KSAT.com, the BGC app, KSAT Plus, or our YouTube channel. Of course, we'll have highlights from this game and the other games going on tonight on the Night Beat, and that is actually where David Sears is going to be as well. So he's not hanging out with me today because he's going to be out there in Pflugerville as we get set for this huge matchup there for our BGC playoffs round 2. Okay, now the Spurs, guys. Yeah, we're not even going to show some highlights here because unfortunately, our Spurs still on the road in that 5-game road trip. They lost to the Kings last night, 130-112. They're now 6-10 on the season. Now, a little bit of good news here. The Spurs did have 6 players in double figures, led by Devin Vassell's 29 points. Keita Bates-Diop had 16 points, but no Keldon Johnson. He was a late scratch. Doug McDermott also did not play, and the thing that has been plaguing the Spurs throughout the season, turnovers, 18 of them. Tough loss there for our Spurs. They have now lost 9 of their 10 games after starting the season at 5-2. And coming up for our San Antonio Spurs, the Silver and Black, they will be in Southern California taking on the Clippers tomorrow night at 9:30. And this is going to be the start of a back-to-back there with the Lakers before they head back to San Antonio. All right, moving on to some college ball here. The Roadrunners are on their final road trip of the regular season tomorrow when they take on the Rice Owls in Houston. UTSA comes into this game almost 2-touchdown favorites with an 8-2 overall record and undefeated in conference play at 6-0. While Rice has had a pretty decent season so far for the Owls. They're 5-5 and 3-3 in conference. So big matchup there as they continue to try for bowl eligibility. But head coach Jeff Traylor also cautions that don't let that record from Rice fool you. He explains what has been their biggest inconsistency throughout this season.
That's confusing. I mean, you know, they beat a really good UAB team, played a really good FAU team to the end, a Houston team. So yeah, it is confusing. I agree. They beat Louisiana Lafayette, who had the longest, I think, winning streak in the country when they did that. So it lets you know they're as good as anybody when they want to be.
All right, I'm sure they'll be up for this one. The forecast tomorrow in Houston is chilly with rain, and this is a noon kickoff, so set your clocks a little bit earlier, Roadrunners fans. Now get this, if UTSA wins, they secure home field advantage once again for the Conference USA Championship game. That game is set for Friday, December 2nd.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
All right, how about them Cowboys? They're looking to redeem themselves after a tough loss last weekend in Green Bay, and now they're heading back up north, taking on Minnesota against the Vikings this Sunday afternoon. Kickoff there is set for 3:25. The Cowboys come into this game at 6-3. The Vikings are 8-1. Skol Vikings. I'm an unabashed Vikings fan, so I'll actually be up there, guys, for that game. I'm going to fly out.
Nice.
Yes, I'm flying this weekend. Going to go hang out with a buddy who's a huge Cowboys fan. So
have fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun up there. And we also want to mention the Houston Texans. Cannot forget about them taking on the Washington Commanders, a Commanders team which has really turned things around, Mark. They beat Philadelphia on Monday, so they are 5-5. The Cowboys are 6-3. The NFC East is absolutely loaded this year, and make sure to check out Instant Replay Sunday nights at 11 p.m. for all these sports highlights and much more.
Well, the Commanders, to be honest, have stunk up the place till these last couple of games, but
that
beating
is true.
Green Bay and beating Philly does make a convincing case, and at least they're back at 500.
It's going to be another wild weekend, guys, and we will be back here on Monday to kind of break it all down for y'all.
RJ, thank you, buddy.
Thank y'all.
Have a good trip. 9:52, 53 degrees.
And when we come back, we're going to tell you about some of the holiday events going on this weekend.
A holiday favorite is happening tomorrow, the annual Light the Way Holiday Festival, University of Incarnate Word. This will be the 36th year of the event.
There will be live music, food trucks, fun for the kids, including an appearance by Santa, and of course, 1 million twinkling lights and fireworks to end the night. It all begins tomorrow at 3 p.m. at UIW.
And we're sitting at 53 right now. We're not going to warm up much more than that. A lot of clouds today, some showers kicking in a little later this evening and tonight. 43 tomorrow, but that may be generous because the temperatures probably tumble a little bit into the low 40s. 70% chance of showers, windy. Oh, and by the way, if you get gusty winds and temperature 43, it's going to feel like it's in the 30s.
Whoa.
Chance of showers. What? On Sunday. Some moderation next week.
Did I make this joke yesterday? Where did fall go?
It was earlier this morning.
Oh, yeah.
But it's so true. It is so true.
There goes fall.
Yeah.
It's over with.
It's over.
Okay.
Yep.
Enjoy winter this weekend. Have a good weekend, guys.